Tonight on Ghost Tourist.
Hi, this is Scott.
And I'm Cindy, and we're Ghost Tourists. When we travel, we visit haunted locations.
So we can tell you if they're spooky or dooky.
When we were staying at the haunted Horton Grand Hotel in San Diego, 2 of the security guards told us their stories at that hotel.
And one went on to tell us a story that happened at her home.
Okay, I'm Gina Graziano. I was living in an apartment building downtown San Diego. The year's 2012. I had been there for approximately 2 years after my building had sold. So in 2 years, I was steady in my building. True story. I bought rosary beads at a store, and it was a thrift store that had them in a red case.
Okay.
Had a little white cross on it. I buy the beads. I go home with the beads. I have a little prayer thing, and I'm Catholic, okay? So I don't pay attention to these little red beads other than they look nice, and I could say the rosary. About a month later, at my place, no capoodles. I'm home from work in the afternoon, and my window faces another building, so you're up high in the sky. There's no way anybody's gonna walk by. I see a woman and a man. Their face, and they're looking at me, and when I move, not like the Mona Lisa, but like a human being, and they look ghostly. But they are clear as day. I can make out her hair, I can make out the length of it, the whole bit, the whole guy, I can make out everything. So it kind of freaks me out, and I'm thinking nobody can be out the window. I mean, nobody's flying around. So I happen to know the people across the way because they have a balcony at their building. And so I have made neighborly friends with them. Sometimes we go up on the balcony. I had a phone number. So I get on my phone and I text. And I say, do you see anything outside your window? To the neighbor across the way at their building. And hours later, I get this thing. No, I just looked out the window, don't say anything, so I don't think anything of it. So I go, in case you ever see anything outside your window, are you willing to text me? I don't want to tell you what this is about because it might influence you.
Sure,
right? For 7 days, I swear to God, it was a full 7 days. Every time I was going to bed, whatever, there's these 2 faces. I'm at the point where I finally got intelligent and thought, I'm going to ask one of my neighbors down the hall to come in and see if they see this.
Oh, yeah.
I asked my neighbor saw the faces. Oh. Freaked her out. She was like, oh, the whole bit.
Right.
So, here's the interesting thing about it. I go, this started happening after I bought these red beads.
Yeah.
I said, I know when it started happening because she'd asked me a couple of questions like, something going on in your life? I go, no, I just bought these red beads. I open up the zipper case, and because it's old, it's got like a tannish, worn out little paper that tells you about this man and this woman and some kind of commune or something they had that was spiritual. And I read the little paper, and it's got a lot. It goes like, you could peel it out, and I didn't want to rip it, but I did. And the paper is maybe about this big of squares I'm showing you. And I'm reading all this stuff about these 2 people. So then I looked them up. Can't find them anywhere. Can't find them anywhere. I'm thinking, what the hell's wrong with Lily? I remember her name. As I tell you, I cannot remember his name. Don't say my ass. So Lily, I do find an old name, and the name is from 1910. A woman named Lily. And what was interesting, apparently where she had lived, the red stones were something incorporated. They were cheap. They were in the area. She probably made the beads herself. And I started to look at it. So I decided to put the beads in a box inside another box. I had another box, like those little dolls that come out, right? And it stopped.
Oh.
And that is my story.
Do you still own the
In
beads?
2012, I still own the darn beads. They're in a box. I've never taken them out again. And by the way, I felt peaceful seeing those two.
Okay.
Oh, that's
It wasn't
good.
like
Yeah.
when I felt cold at work
Yeah.
as her spot, which kind of freaks me out every time.
Yeah.
I
I'm
walk by that
sorry.
spot. But
You're
I
making
haven't.
me scared tonight.
Right? That's okay. And now I believe there's something more.
Yes.
And when you saw them, were they like see-through or look like real people outside?
They actually look see-through.
Okay.
When I told you ghostly, they look see-through. You
Yeah.
would think that you were actually looking at an X-ray, is a good way to tell you. But they had all their features, like I could tell, like your little wrinkles here, mine.
I don't
I
know.
could see, yeah, you have none, but Lily had, what's his name, did.
Yeah.
And by the way, they look peaceful to me.
Oh,
They did
good.
not look like people that wanted to
Right.
bother me, but I had to go to sleep at night.
Yes.
And I couldn't stay up and just stare at these two people who, by the way, never moved their mouth.
Oh.
But their eyes definitely moved.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank
And that
you.
is a fact.
Thank
But
you so much.
But just for you to know, I felt peaceful with the two. It wasn't like
Scary.
some bad, scary
Yes,
thing.
yes.
It just bothered me. I was being watched when I went to sleep.
Absolutely. Thank you. So on the spooky scale, we give it
Gina Graziano.
2 out of 5 ghosts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why do we make these bonus episodes? They're not as good as the real episodes.
Because the people are so willing and happy to tell us these stories.
And people are looking for extra content?
Yeah, and they're interesting.
I don't think we have enough people watching our normal content to try and get people to watch bonus content.
I would watch the bonus I listen to haunted story podcasts all the time. So I would listen to I'd watch it.
All right.